What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. First things first, I just want to know if you guys can hear and see me clearly. Just give me a yes in the chatterization if you guys can see and hear me clearly. I am using my backup computer, so we're trying to make sure I get this thing popping before I go out and get me a new computer because I was sabotaged the other night when we was doing our Love and Marriage Huntsville review. But we still made it through, y'all. We still made it through. Okay, I see a couple of yeses in the building. I see a couple of yeses in the building. Let me know if it's loud and clear, baby. If it's loud and clear, let's get this Ponderosa started, okay? So we are here to discuss the new episode of Kandi and the Gang, episode 6, Too Many Tuckers in the Kitchen, okay? Probably just one too many. Todd, okay? Um, let us know where you watching from in that good chatterization. We back, y'all. It's Monday morning. We back for another week. Happy Monday, y'all. Let me know where you're watching from. Thank you so much for the love. It is this is a Gucci shirt. I got it from the Gucci outlet. Listen. I like to let you know where I get these things from. Go on down to an outlet store, spend a little less cash, get a little more designer. I ain't trying to get these folk all my money. Who in the building? New Hampshire, San Antonio, Durham. I see you. Hey. Plant City. Watching from the car, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes I be doing my videos from the car, okay? Alabama, New Orleans. I see you. London, UK in the building. Gucci outlet down to the Miami. You got to go all the way down to the Miami. I know it's one in Miami. It used to be one up here in Maryland, but they took that away. Sad days ahead. Key West, we got Bellevue, Cleveland, South Africa is in the building, Jamaica in the house, Wilmington, Delaware. I see you, baby. So let's get into it. Did y'all watch Kandi and the Gang last night? In the chatterization, let me know if you watched Kandi and the Gang. Episode 6, Too Many Tuckers in the Kitchen. What am I going to rate this episode? We got to rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10. Y'all know how we do it when we're doing a recap. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this episode a 8.75. Okay? I'm going to give it an 8.75. 8.75. I ain't going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it an 8.75 because it was funny. I laughed a lot. You know, they did a lot of Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora, and Mama Joyce last night, which definitely made for some good television. Okay. It just cracks you up. Listen, Marva, I know you might not watch these types of programs no more, and we thank you for joining into the chat, but this is one you can watch, okay? I will tell you, this is one you can watch with the family. I needed a longer kitchen scene too, okay? That's what I felt like I needed because I needed to see how bad things really, because it looked like a mess happening up in that kitchen. But we're going to get on into it. We're going to get on into it right now. Yeah, it just felt like a good old Southern family. It really gives me Sweetie Pies back in the day before we knew what we know now about some of the shenanigans going on at the Sweetie Pies. Well, maybe not at the Sweetie Pies, but with the people. Okay. But anyway, so have y'all ever heard of the Detroit Grannies? It's these 3 young ladies. They run around and they got the big booties in, and they do a lot of twerking and stuff like that. I believe we ran into them here. I think that was the same ones I ran into them here in DC down on U Street last year. I had a photo, but I can't find it. Anyway, they stops by the restaurant, and the look on Aunt Nora's face while these 3 young ladies are pop locking and dropping it with these big old booties stuffed up in their granny panties is it was hilarious. But you know, Mama Joyce see a big booty and she get the ready to clap it. Okay, I think Mama Joyce feels like a party to me. Okay, I can't tell you why I feel like that, but I just feel like Mama Joyce likes to party. Mama Joyce is, I feel like you could take Mama Joyce to the club and put her in VIP and she would have a good old time. Okay. And that's what I feel like. Now, Kandi, I know you don't like people talking about your mama. Okay. I ain't saying nothing bad about her. But what I am saying is we might need to take her to the club. And actually, to take it a little step further, let's go and take her to the strip club. Okay. Because I feel like she might get a life down at the strip club. Okay. Give her some wings too. Mama Joyce gonna have herself a good old time. All right. Anyway, Torrin stops by and we learn that he is wearing some shades by Shawndreca, because Shawndreca got a sunglass line or something like that. I thought about coming out with my own line of little glasses and such, because I always be wearing glasses and things like that, switch them out and things. But then I was like, maybe later. I don't know. But anyway, he comes in modeling her fashions. Anyway, she need to talk to him. So she says, you know what? Let's go out back. And he's like, but wait, it's people coming in the door. You at the hostess stand. She's like, F them people. They can wait. And so she leave the hostess stand to go and talk to Torrin. Now, the fact of the matter is, it was a customer that had come in right after she left. I don't understand this. Now, I get it. It's a little bit of this is for the TV. But to a certain degree, I just feel like if you leave the hostess stand and you not on your break to go gossip in the back with another employee who not even on the clock, you fired. You are fired immediately, okay? Immediately. Or at least upon when I saw the episode, oh, you fired today. You got to go, girl. Goodbye, okay? Because you can't pay me to believe that ain't enough. I feel like when you have a host or somebody or like who was a hostess or a host, you want this person to be presentable, and you can't pay me to feel like ain't no other presentable people down to the Atlanta. Because I know from what I see on Instagram, it's a lot of presentable looking people in Atlanta, okay? And so to me, I just feel like she can get gone, all right? She can get gone. But anyway, she needs to go and talk to Torrin and tell him about being confronted by Kandi and Todd for talking ish about them and basically saying that they don't give an F about the restaurant and the goings on. She's trying to figure out who it was, so she is ready to conduct a PI type investigation. Well, Inspector Gadget, I am here to tell you that what you need to do is get back to work. Okay? Get back to work, you and your red wig, okay, which is coming up. Anyway, Kandi stops by Melvin and Patrick's place. We learned that Patrick was named after Kandi's brother who tragically passed, and Melvin is kind of like a son to her, okay? Now, Patrick shows her his manifestation station, okay? He has a manifestation station where he also has his sound bowl and the things that he's gonna ding and dong to find his inner peace. I don't know what the sound bowl really does. I think we tried to learn in Portia's Family Mess, but it was so much else going on. The sound bowl was the last thing on my mind in those episodes. Okay. But anyway, Kandi looking at him like, well, when you get up into all this? And Patrick says, it's Safari, the goddess Safari. And so we learn that Safari is quite handy. Okay. And let me tell you how I know she's handy. Safari then got this man to hang up his television by some chains from the roof of his bedroom. Now, if that ain't handy, I don't know. That is some MacGyver type stuff right there. Now I'm just gonna tell you like this. part of me feel like, oh, I see why you keep her if she gonna do construction in your place, okay? Because that's construction right there. I have never seen in my life a television set hanging up, dangling from the roof of somebody's room from a steel beam by some chains that don't bend more look secure. I swear, I know that TV is gonna come swinging down like a pendulum at some point. But you know what? Patrick got all the faith in the world in Safari and all of her tricks and shenanigans. So who am I to judge? Okay, let the TV hang, dang, and swang and all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Let it rock. I mean, lean with it, rock with it. Let the TV rock. Maybe that's how he like it. You know what I'm saying? When I could, because maybe when you watching the TV, you want to make it feel like it's going back and forth. Maybe that's how it feel like you're watching in 3D or something like that when you're in the bed and the TV just dangling back and forth. I really don't know. It just didn't make any kind of sense to me. And I was like, this is some stuff right here. This man is definitely under this woman's spell. Anyway, Melvin and Kandi talked to Patrick about doing so much to please his significant other, so much to the point where he is now not doing things that he would normally do in order to please her. Okay. Kandi suggests that he have the housewarming party against what Safari has said, and Patrick is suddenly like, you know what? You right. I am gonna have it. Okay. And I feel like the only reason he grew some cojones at that moment was because Kandi was in charge of the scene. And Kandi said, have the party. And he said, I knoweth where my check cometh from. I'm having this party. Okay, Safari, you and this dangling TV, y'all gonna have to just deal with it, okay? Kandi and Todd and Don Juan meet up with Philip. And Philip, now for whatever reason, now Don Juan had to come in. Y'all know I like a prop. Don Juan had come in with his poster board, okay? Now, just pretend like this poster board here has some drawings on it or some photographs of, seasonings and sauces that maybe the old lady gang can sell. You know what I'm saying? Because merch and products is where it's at. So Philip comes in and says, "Oh, Don, I like your arts and crafts." Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so Don says, you know what? Listen, y'all, I got to talk to y'all about something. So I need y'all to lean in real quick because I got to show you something on the phone. Okay. He pull out the phone, and sure enough, he pulls out that phone. And what do we see? What do we see here? We see this on the ring. Dom and Brandon hugged up in the back, getting it on like ain't nobody watching. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how they say dance like nobody's watching? Or maybe it's do it like nobody's watching, okay? Because I don't know what they did in that back room. Anyway, Todd does not want them to work together no more, okay? No more, all right? So apparently Pebbles, who I don't even know who that is, but she may be somebody that works there, came to Don also about Brian's sobriety because apparently Brian, y'all know who Brian is with the wig, okay? Brian apparently had been carrying around a box of wine. Now I know this man didn't just talk to us about his whole sobriety journey and everything that has gone on with him and the panorama and drinking so much that he was throwing up the blood and things like that. And so now what you doing carrying around? You got the wine stashed in a box of wine in your book bag. No, that ain't the way to go. That ain't called sobriety. That's called slipping. Anyway, Todd talks about the liabilities involved of having him continuing to work and then carrying around this box of wine, knowing that he got these issues or whatever. And they decide that they're going to have a conversation with him. Now, the OLG ladies come in, Aunt Nora, Aunt Bertha, and Mama Joyce, okay? And so they present the ideas that was on said poster board about sauces and dipping sauces and spices and seasonings and things. And I think it's a good idea. And so do the ladies. And Todd finally announces, much to Mama Joyce's glee, that he too is going to work in the kitchen. He's going to go to work in the kitchen. But the caveat is they got to come and work with him. And so that makes Mama Joyce just grin with glee, okay? Because they want him to know what it's like for the people that work back there in the kitchen. And for some reason, they decide that they're going to make Aunt Bertha the kitchen manager. We're going to see how that go. Anyway, back at the OLG, Don Juan is ready to meet Brian. He's about to confront him about this box of wine. And Brian admits that, yes, I am drinking wine. Okay, I do have me some wine. And he said, I've tried rehab, but now I'm just talking to God. Black people. And I know it ain't just the black folk. You know, a lot of times we have in the community this whole thing about, especially a lot of black men too. Nope, therapy is not for me. I'm gonna go take it to the Lord. Take it to Jesus. Take it to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality that a lot of us grew up with. Take it to Jesus, okay? Take it on down to the Lord. Yes, take it to Jesus, but take yourself to rehab too. Let them work in tandem, okay? How about that? And if you feel like it ain't worked yet, keep going, okay? That's when you know. If you didn't come out this situation and you still feel like you need to have a drinky drink or two, because we know now that it won't just a box of wine or chocolates or whatever else Forrest Gump was giving out. We also know that he been having some tequila too. Now, Brian, no, that is not what we call sobriety, sir. No. Sinners in the hands of an angry God. That's what that is. You need to get it together, okay? And Don Juan goes in, okay? And listen, I talk and stuff like that. I'm not trying to judge Brian, but what I don't want to see happen with Brian is I don't want him to go back down that path. You know what I'm saying? On the real, on some real stuff. Because I know that it must be difficult to deal with those types of issues and, you know, want to go to social events, want to still be out with your friends, and your friends are, you know, drinking and stuff like that. But he just gonna have to lay off of it for a while. I agree with Don Juan, but Brian says he has it under control. He feels like his sister passing has strengthened him. And all we can do is hope that it does. Okay. That's all we can do. That's it. But prayer without works is dead. And I'm going to leave you with that. Okay. Anyway, Patrick and Melvin's apartment, Safari stops by with some plants, a pillow, and a rug. Now, I tell y'all all the time, he, me, him is colorblind. Okay? I readily admit this. I am colorblind. I know that the wall behind me is black. I know that these flowers right here are yellow. I know that this tree is green. Ask me what color my shirt is. I really don't know. Okay? But what I do know is, or what I didn't feel in my spirit, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. And I know that things don't necessarily have to match to go together, but I didn't understand the color coordination of the rug, the beanbag, and the pillow. I didn't feel like that whole thing worked together. Now, again, what's funny about me is I might be colorblind, but I can put some stuff together in a house, right? I can throw some stuff together. Now, I wouldn't have thrown that together. So I don't know why he is trusting this lady, maybe you know what it is? He he trusted her because she can hang up a TV, buy some chains. That's it. That's it. Anyway, so he got his manifestation station all set up with everything that she done brought over. Okay. Now he says something that I kind of like. He said that he felt like Safari made him prove himself to her before they really began getting deep in their relationship. And I didn't, I for when he said that, I was like, I kind of like that mentality, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Make this man prove himself to you before give him the goods and stuff like that. And I do agree with that. You not only just the ladies, I'm saying anybody out there, make these people prove it to you that they worth your time and energy and effort, okay, before you go hanging up TVs by chains, okay? Anyway, he relays the conversation that he had with Kandi, and he tells her, I'm having a housewarming party. And you're gonna be okay with it. And as soon as you know what, honestly, for me, it was as soon as that man said Kandi, it was a ding that went off in Safari's head. Oh, Kandi. Okay, so that's what the money is. Well, if she said it, fine. Okay, fine. Absolutely. Have the party. I don't want Shawndreca there. And because we know she don't want Shawndreca there, guess who's going to be somewhere in the vicinity next week? The Shawndreca, okay? Meanwhile, back at the OLG, Shawndreca and her red wig are investigating any and everybody who she thinks might have turned her in for talking smack about Kandi and Todd to Brandon. Little does she know it was when she was talking to Brandon and when she was on camera as well. But whatever, details. And she goes to Shardo, to Marie, and she eliminates all her suspects. And the producer says to her in her confessional, could there be another suspect? Well, Shawndreca had not thought to herself that there could be someone else. Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could the suspect be? Well, she about to find out. So Shardo goes back and tells Don Juan, hey, Shawndreca and her red wig are playing Inspector Gadget in the background, trying to find out who has ratted on her and told all her business that she was talking about Kandi and Todd behind their back. Don says, hold on, I'm going to handle this, okay? He takes her outside, and he basically confronts her about her witch hunt. And she relays what happens, and he asks her, well, did you say those things about Kandi and Todd? And she says, no, I did not say those things. Liar! The lies, okay? Girl, how you going to lie like that? So, Don Juan did what any reasonable person would do. What if I showed you that you said it, okay? And then she has to relish in the fact that she did say it. And Shawndreca then realizes that her own worst enemy is herself. Wouldn't you believe it? Wouldn't you know? Now she's sitting there with egg on her face and a red wig. So sad. But she's not gonna go down without a fight. Oh no. It was Melvin who told me that they said that Kandi and Todd don't give a F. So you expect me to believe that Melvin, because last week you blamed it on Patrick. This week you blame it on Melvin. So you expect me to believe that Melvin, who Kandi sees as like a son, sat you down and told you to your face over some egg rolls, some soul egg rolls at that Kandi and Todd don't give an F about what happens in the restaurant. And so then you started screaming it randomly on the phone with Brandon when Don Juan was in the room and the camera was rolling. That's what you expect us to believe? Okay. I'm gonna rock with you, Shawndreca. Just because I like your red wig, okay? She says that she wanted to prove that everybody else was saying the same thing, but then she realizes that she was her own snitch. Don encourages her, be the change that you want to see in this place, okay? And thus ends the biggest mystery of the season. But actually, it doesn't. Because the bigger mystery is, why did he not fire her? Okay? That's another question, clearly, for another day, because it ain't going to happen. This girl can leave the host stand, okay? She can leave the host stand. She can talk ish about the managers, about the owners of the place, okay? She can talk ish back to the manager. She can do whatever she want to do, however she want to do it, cause all the drama and chaos that she wants, and still keep a job? Girl, you got it made, okay? Whatever they paying you. Oh, she said they weren't paying her enough either. That was the other thing she said at the beginning of the season. Girl, you have been gone a long time ago, okay? You got to go. You have got to go. You know what? I would fire her, and I wouldn't even care if I did not have a host. If I was Kandi, I would go down to the OLG and host myself before I let this girl come back up into my establishment. Actually, you can't even come eat here. How about that? You can't even eat here. Nope. Don't even park don't park on this block, okay? Unless you bringing us a generator, don't you park on this block, all right? Anyway, it's the day of the kitchen committee, and Aunt Bertha goes off. Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora, and Mama Joyce are talking, but they huddled in a group, right? And because they are huddled in a group, basically, Aunt Bertha's back is turned to the camera. And so there's a random hand that pops up into the screen, okay? And the random hand starts touching on Aunt Bertha in the back, and she swatted that hand down so fast. I was like, and it was the cameraman trying to tell her, hey girl, I can't see your face in this shot. Can you turn around? Poor cameraman. But Miss Aunt Bertha said, listen, don't be touching on me like that, especially if you ain't got no money. And Aunt Bertha, I hear you 110%. Do not let nobody touch on your private parts if they ain't got no cash to spend. Okay. Meanwhile, Kandi arrives late, and Aunt Bertha wants to write her up. If y'all gonna write up Kandi for being late, ain't nobody wrote up Shawndreca for being late, leaving the host stand, talking about the managers, and saying she don't get paid enough. But whatever. Aunt Bertha ain't necessarily the real boss, so that's why Shawndreca is still working there. Anyway, Todd admits that he does not like going into the restaurant, and he doesn't like going into the restaurant because he gonna nitpick and find things wrong. And my thought is this: if you feel like maybe this ain't the business for you, maybe you shouldn't own this business. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you shouldn't own it. If you don't want to walk into your restaurant because you're gonna be pissed off and annoyed because you're gonna find things wrong, A, fire the folks, okay? Or B, get a new business. Be a silent partner. Step into the background, okay? Whatever. So Don Juan lets Melvin distribute all the activities. And Mama Joyce in her confessional says that if it was up to Todd, that Melvin would be fired. And Aunt Bertha says, and then Melvin would have to beat Todd up, okay? And Todd, I do like you, but I do feel like at the end of the day, I do feel like Melvin might whoop up on you, okay? Unless you, if you had a head start running, you might be able to outrun him, but he gonna beat you down, okay? And that's what it is. Now I don't want to see the family fight. I don't, not at all. But anyway, Todd is in charge of rolling some eggs. I cannot remember what he was making or what you need to roll eggs for. But anyway, Aunt Bertha is eating in the kitchen instead of managing. The producer asked Aunt Bertha, well, what's the best part of owning a restaurant? She said, because I can eat for free. I hear you on that. let me have a restaurant, and I'm gonna tell you something. My food will be delivered to me every night. Okay, whatever the healthy meal is, send it to me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, and actually, I want somebody, Shawndreca, you gonna drive the food to my house, and she don't want to stand at the host stand. How about that? Meanwhile, um, Philip recognizes that Todd doesn't really understand the operations of his own restaurant. Oh, somebody said it was the deviled eggs that he was making. It was the deviled eggs. Okay. 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 So the restaurant is getting packed, and Todd finally has to admit how hard it is running the back of a kitchen. Now, Melvin says it's because most of the food is fried, that if there is an issue in the kitchen, that if the fryer gets backed up, then it is going to be HE double hockey sticks. Okay. It's going to be HE double hockey sticks in the back if the frying goes down. Okay. So, anyway, it's all types of chaos behind the scenes. And Todd is in his confessionals talking about implementing systems and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, do you know how a kitchen works? Okay. This is your first time working in the back of a kitchen, and you're talking about all these systems. If you had this master plan for all these systems to be in place, why haven't you put them in place yet? Why? Why? Why, sir? Anyway, the producer asked, Kandi and Todd if they have more respect for the people that work in the kitchen. Kandi says, well, I always had respect for them. Todd says, I do. I don't ever want to go back there. Don lets them off work. Meanwhile, Aunt Bertha had already left, okay? Aunt Bertha had already left. She had said to herself, you know what? I got to go. I'm on break. I'm gonna catch y'all when I catch y'all, because this is just too much for me. And I didn't really sign up for this long day of work right here. So I'll be back. But you know what? She had one of those cigarettes that was, I'm trying to find something here. That cigarette was about long as this remote. Okay. It was one of them old style Virginia Slims or whatever the case may be. It was longer than a ruler. Okay. That cigarette, if it hangs out her mouth, I'm sure it's touching the floor. Okay. You don't see many of them. You don't see many of them ciggies around no more. They from back in the day. I swear they them Virginia Slims that used to be longer than somebody's arm. Okay. If she turned her head up, that thing will touch the sky. Anyway, that scene to me could have been a little bit longer though, because I felt like I was thoroughly entertained by seeing what was going on in that kitchen. And Todd realized I don't ever want to work in that kitchen ever again. Okay. Anyway, Kandi and Mama Joyce are stopping by Safari's spa to get some work done on Mama Joyce's clappers. Okay, as the neighborhood talk say, the clappers. And Kandi wants to get to know Safari a little bit better. Now we learned that they're gonna get Mama Joyce a little butt lift or whatever. But Mama Joyce, she ain't bring no thongs or nothing like that. But that's okay because Safari got chains and she got disposable thongs, which I feel like is probably a good thing. That's probably a good market for somebody to start a business in, disposable thongs. Anyway, she put the 2 suction cups on the back of Mama Joyce's booty. And next thing you know, it's lifting and fluffing and stuffing the butt up in the suction, okay? Now, Kandi asks how Safari is doing, and she says she wants to. She says that Patrick wants to move fast and have kids and things like that. And Candice really wants to know, well, girl, what about this housewarming? He told me you ain't want nobody to come, okay? And Safari says, now she starts speaking a slightly different tune, okay? When Patrick was initially asking about this housewarming, Safari was hanging up the phone on him, getting all types of mad at him, slapping his foot off of her. But now that Kandi's around, it's, oh, well, she's so much more demure about everything. And she just tells Kandi, I just want to feel respected. I just want to feel respected. Meanwhile, Mama Joyce's butt is going further and further into this suction thing. And I just want to feel respected. That's all. And I just don't want Shawndreca there, because they used to date or whatever. And it's just not a good situation or whatever. So, it the party is gonna happen. Okay. Kandi just needed to go by there and make sure she understood, girl, you're not gonna stop my nephew or my cousin from having a housewarming party if he want to have a housewarming party. I don't care how many TVs you hang up by the ceiling. I do not care, okay? And I don't care how many times you lift my mama's butt. That's what's gonna happen. That's what I feel like. It was a subtle. Kandi, I see you. It was ever so subtle, but you let her know you meant business, and that house party was gonna go on whether she liked it or not. Okay. Meanwhile, Philip and Don are chatting about Brandon, and they call him to the back to discuss how he is moving or whatever. Now, they let him know that he's on camera kissing Dom in the back storage room, and they ask if he's in a relationship. Now, Brandon, we got to talk, my brother, because you, sir, you punked, okay? You punked yourself. You let yourself punk your girl. You just punked all the way down in the pressure in your dealings with these two men. Okay, let me tell you what they said. Brandon says, yeah, they date, but they haven't been outside of the restaurant or something like that. And I was like, what? So then he says, because they let him know that this is a conflict of interest. And Brandon says, well, I'm not opposed to letting her work at another location if that works. And they're both looking at him like, what? How you? First of all, you the manager, you dating an employee, and then you gonna tell us you gonna send her up the river and through the woods to another location to make it convenient for you to continue dating her. But then when she asks you about this situation later, you're going to lie to her, okay? Because it was a lie, okay? It was a lie, what he said to her. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Don says that he's not going to move things around for Dominique. And Brandon admits that maybe they can not interact at work. And Philip lets him know that the staff is noticing what's going on, so it's affecting everybody. And it's putting his general manager, like, grooming in jeopardy. And they are even talking about moving him over to Blaze, to mitigate this conflict. So then, like a stalker, while Dominique is in rehearsals getting ready for her tour with Rick Ross, honestly, none of this will really even matter because she's going to be gone on tour anyway. So that's what he should have said to them while they were sitting in the restaurant. She's going to be gone. What does it matter? Okay. Anyway, she's rehearsing, doing her thing, doing her two-step with the other dancers and whatnot. And he just bust up into the rehearsal, looking like the only stalker. Like, who does that? Who does that? So he just standing around awkwardly, and I'm thinking to myself, wrong time, wrong place, sir. And he asked her to step outside. So they take a little 5-minute break because I'm sure the instructor like, who the F is this? Anyway, she's like, why are you here? Why are you here, Ike? Why are you here? It is inappropriate for you to just stop by my rehearsal like this unannounced, okay? Now, I appreciate that she was firm with him, but she didn't go off on him. She just sternly let him know that that's not appropriate behavior, okay? And I definitely appreciated that 100%, right? So, he tells her about the conversation that he had with Don and Philip or whatever, and the footage of the camera came up, and Kandi and Todd saw the footage, and they have some concerns about the legalities of this whole situation. And he lets her know the options of either him going to Blaze or her going to Blaze. And she says she's not going to Blaze because it's too far. And then she asks him, well, did they suggest, or did anybody suggest that I go to Blaze? And he was like, no, But I'm like, Brandon, you did. You did suggest that she go to Blaze. You suggested sending her up the river and through the woods to grandmother's house. She goes. And now you're trying to make it seem like you didn't. Dom Unique, he is not the one for you, okay? He's not the one for you. Because for me, I feel like as a man, just stand up and be real about it and just say, listen, I approached them with several options. You know, one was for either you to go or for me to go. I don't know which one it is, but that's what happened. Instead of lying to her and making it seem like you didn't try to send her out the door, okay? Um, and the camera even shows him saying, "Well, send her to Blaze, send her to Blaze, send her up the street," okay? So the end result is that they have agreed to just conduct themselves like adults while they are at work. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that what y'all claim that y'all been doing this entire time? Y'all been talking about how y'all not gonna move like funny in front of the employees, but every time we turn around and we see y'all in a scene together with the employees, one or the two of y'all are usually Brandon is saying something that indicates that you've been sleeping at his house or he been sleeping at your house or something like that. Girl, this man is not to be trusted. And let me tell you why, because he is sloppy on how he moving. If y'all don't want nobody to know what y'all doing, y'all could definitely been able to just hang out with each other behind the scenes in closed doors and hunch and bump and grind and do whatever it is that y'all need to do outside of the time period that you guys are at work. But instead, y'all are running to the storage closet, trying to kiss in the storage closet. Brandon, and you are a manager. And let me tell you why you should be fired too. You should be fired for the simple fact that you don't know where the cameras are. You're the manager. You need to know where every little camera at in the restaurant, because if you need to look at the feeds and see what's happening and see if some employees are doing something they shouldn't be doing, then you should be able to know which camera I need to look at. I'm looking at camera 1, I'm looking at camera 2, camera 3. And Negro, you're there on camera 5 and you don't even know it's there? What? Fired. Fired. Okay? Fired on the spot. On the spot. I'm not going to just fire you for kissing in the storage room. I'm going to fire you because you don't even know that it's a camera in the storage room. You don't know the restaurant. You got to go. You got to go. No, and you're not going to be sent to Blaze. You're going to be sent out the same door that we sent Shawndreca down, okay? Again, the only way that you can come back into this door is if you are bringing in a generator. And that concludes our review for Kandi and the Gang episode 6. It was very good. I did give it 8.7 because I thought it was, I think I said 8.75 because I thought it was right funny. It was right good. I had a good old time. I like this show. This show is fun to me. You know, I like recapping it. I mean, every week I'm firing somebody, but you know, to me, I mean, it's all part of the fun. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what they do next. Next week is finally we're gonna get this housewarming party that we've been talking about since episode 2. So thank God for that. Okay. And it seems like we're almost through with the season as of next week. And I believe in about a week or two, we get Karen's spinoff. I don't really know what's going on with that spinoff or what it's really about, but it's all about her family. So we're gonna try to tune into that and watch that too. Okay. With that being said, y'all, your homeboy is about to go to the gym and get his pump in on. I'm gonna get this good pumper. Y'all, listen, I'm getting this. This body is gonna be together, okay? By the summertime. Its waist gonna be like this, okay? You see it? You don't, nope, because you don't see nothing, okay? That's what it's gonna look like. All right. So with that being said, y'all know I love you. I am hanging on to the generator, okay? I'm hanging on to the generator because as Shawndreca told us, you don't know when that power gonna go out. It can happen at any point in time, okay? Any point in time, all right? Any point in time. Now, with that being said, y'all know I love y'all, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.